What's going on, everybody? It's your boy C-Zar, and we are talking about Bitcoin today. Hit that like button, you guys. Subscribe if you want to see more content like this, and let's get into it. Okay, here we are at about $87,000, just below there. We did have a red day. It wasn't my expectation that we'd have a red day, but this is far from a sell the news event, you guys. 3.5% isn't really anything, right? This is not sell the news behavior. I mean, yes, we moved down. That's sell the news behavior, but if we look back at an event, one that's very fresh in my mind, we go back to January 11th of 2024. This was a sell the news event, right? We pumped into it, right? Expectations of the ETF. Insiders are aware that the ETF is going to get announced. And then right as soon as they announced it, boom, that's whenever we dropped. That's when we dumped and we continued to go lower, right? And of course, it didn't happen in just one day, but we did drop pretty substantially over the following days. Overall, 20% to be completely fair. The crypto White House summit, just to give my 2 cents as to what happened with that. I don't think it was anything. I don't think that it was anything but a historic moment in time, right? I'm sure that there were a bunch of deals that were made behind closed doors. I'm sure that there was a bunch of important information that people in the crypto space might be excited about. I don't know if you guys saw this, but if you watch back on the on that press conference. I don't know, in the what was it? It wasn't in the Oval Office. Where did they have that? The meeting for the crypto summit. I don't know. I know it was at the White House, but Michael Saylor was literally flipping off Tyler Winklevoss. Why is it not loading? What is going on? Tyler Winklevoss was talking. As soon as he began talking, Michael Saylor looks away. He's the only person looking away in the whole. And this camera is actually zoomed in. I had to zoom it in to make it more obvious. But like, you can look at the whole panel of people. Everybody's got their eyes on him. He's looking clearly away from him and flipping him off. He just does this for like a solid bit and just looks at him. So it's just funny, the drama between these crypto billionaires, or I don't know, are they billionaires? I would think that they're billionaires in crypto. If not, they're definitely multi-hundred millionaires. But anyways, guys, getting on with the TA here. We're at $86,900. It wouldn't surprise me. It wouldn't surprise me if we did move lower. And the reason I'm saying that only is because here we do have 1, 2, 3, 4 areas where we've bounced from this line. And oftentimes these diagonal lines don't hold up as support. People mistake them as some kind of significant area to find support at, and they're not. It wouldn't surprise me to the least if we move down and we found support at about $84,000, something right there, where we closed on this 4-hour basis, found some support right here, found resistance right there. It's just below this trend line, and that's oftentimes what Bitcoin does, is it'll break that trend line. All the novices in technical analysis will be like, oh, it broke this key area of support. We broke this really important trend line that doesn't matter at all. And now, whenever it's down here, now we're going to 0, or we're going to 74K, 69K, and maybe we do. And if we are to go lower than this low, I don't think that we go lower than this low, you guys. I don't even think we go lower than this low. But if we were to go lower than that low, we would likely find support at 74 to 69,000. So just to be clear as to where the lower options are. And if we go lower, the bull market's still on, you guys. It's not dead. It's very, very common to see these kind of overall drops that are like 30% in bull markets, 30 to 40%. I didn't think we'd get one or another one this cycle. We had one already. I didn't think that we'd get two, but it can happen. It's something that we should be prepared for. If you're not prepared for it, you might make the wrong decisions down here, right? If you're prepared for it, you'll at least make the right decisions, hopefully. But if you see this reaction that we had down here, that was a very positive reaction. This reaction here, very positive reaction. This reaction, very positive. And then this one, lackluster, so far at least. It might be too preemptive to say, but it seems a bit lackluster. Volume is moving down as we are moving down. So that's rather good, right? As you move down, you want to see volume decreasing. Or as you're moving up, you don't want to see volume decreasing. You want to see it increasing. When volume increases, when the volume does increase, as you're moving in either direction, that tends to substantiate the trend. It not always, but tends to is the key word there. The reason why I like this area for support beyond just the price, the significance that I find on this 4-hour time frame in the price, is that if we take this low to high here, that would actually be right at the golden ratio there, right there. And you can wick below the golden ratio, but I would not want to see you close below the golden ratio. And here's why. Okay, here's why. Is this true? Am I drawing this right? Okay, I was like, I didn't think that we closed above the 236, but on a daily time frame we didn't. Okay, that's because I didn't think that we closed above it, but on a 4-hour I guess we did, which is fine. That's fine that we did, but normally when you close above the 236, that validates the low and it looks like you're going to go higher. So I'm a bit surprised that we didn't continue there, but again, this White House crypto summit might have thrown things off. People get a lot of expectations or hesitations, uncertainty around it. Even though it's a bullish event, it's a historic event, very historic event, but it wasn't anything. I mean, it was kind of boring, wasn't it? I feel like it was rather boring. It was just a giant circle jerk. That's all it was, right? And I'm sure, I know, we're all aware that they made a lot of deals behind closed doors. Even still, I'm sure all of us were hoping for something a little bit more exciting. But I think they planned that. For whatever reason, they planned it that way. And it's beyond me to judge. So anyways, the golden ratio there at about 84.3K. This line here where we found support on a 4-hour basis right there at about 83.9K. Somewhere in there is where I think we're going to find support. If we wick lower than these lines, it's okay. But what we want to see is a close above the golden ratio. The reason why is that here, I need to delete all this stuff and just redo it. The reason why it's important to close above the golden ratio is that we've hit the 786. We found support here. Okay, we had an immaculate bounce. Normally with these 786 bounces, when you close above the golden ratio, you do move up to the 236 or beyond, as we saw here. And then if you have this scenario happen and then you close below the golden ratio again, oftentimes you go lower. If you have this scenario happen and you find support at the golden ratio, but you don't close below it, oftentimes you bounce and you continue your trend higher. So it's very important what happens here at about $84,000, okay? Again, it's okay if we go below there, but we need to close above there on a 4-hour basis. If we close below for one 4-hour candle, I suppose it's possible we could come back up. 2 4-hour candles would really be a dagger in the heart, though, so hopefully we can avoid that. I do think that we're going to go lower just to start out the day, and we'll see how it goes from there. I don't know what's going to happen by the end of the week, you guys. A day and 23 hours left in this week. I've been calling for us to be above 100K basically since the beginning of this week, that we'd be at $100,000 or more by the end of the week, if not at the least somewhere deep in the 90s, very close to 100K. It's not looking like we're going to get that, but if the next day and 23 hours, you know, if we recover rather well, and I think we could, especially with the anticipation that we're going to have some kind of sell-off here because of this bearish sell the news event, right? That might actually cause the price to do the opposite thing that most people expect it to, but who am I to say what most people expect at the end of the day? I'm still holding to the idea that we could close above 100K by the end of this week, but it wouldn't surprise me if we didn't. However, I'm not expecting that we go below this low. I wouldn't be surprised if we went below this low today, and I wouldn't be surprised if by the end of the week, at the least by the end of the week, that we are above, back above 90K, something like that. That would be my expectation, but time will tell. We'll see how it goes. If you guys like the video, hit the like button. Subscribe if you want to see more content like this. And I will see you on the next one. Take it easy. Bye-bye.